Hi,
Gotcha.
this is Alvin from the shop in downtown Pomona, here with another deck profile to present to you guys. Today, we're looking at Despia branded.
Gotcha.
It's another budget, very affordable
Okay,
deck
well,
since everything got
not a big
reprinted
brain
in the
move.
Megatins. And
Well,
without much anything else, let's get started. So, for starters, we have 3 Aluber, the Jester, the branded, or Despia. On his normal or special summon, he allows you to
Yeah,
search
you gotta
any
step
branded
up
spell
pretty
card
quick,
from
though.
your deck to your hand.
That's what we need to work on.
Ideally, you want to see him in your opening hand or with branded opening because he begins all your plays, and that's pretty much it. And then we play 3 Despia Tragedy. He's a searcher. We also play him because he's a name, and he's a target for an additional card that lets us net another card, which we'll show later in the deck file. And then we play 3 Tri-Brigade Mercurier. He kind of follows the same reason for playing Despian Tragedy. We banish him, we get an additional search, and as long as any of our branded guys are on the field, he's a negate in the hand. So he's a built-in hand trap for the deck.
Welcome.
Next up, we have 1 Albion, the Shrouded Dragon. We play him because he gives us an additional Mercurier play, and also he's another Fallen of Albaz name, and we follow it with 2 Fallen of Albaz, the actual main name of the entire deck. He's the name you need for branded fusion and all the fusion targets. That's essentially all he does. His on-field effect on summon is okay. You're probably hardly ever going to resolve it, but it's still there. Next up, we have 1 Ad Libitum of Despia and 1 Dramaturge. These guys are just additional names for the Despia, and when you open them or you search them, they enable even more plays and allow you to close out games even better. And also this one specifically, Libitum, lets you recycle Mirror Jade twice, so this one's really good. And then we play 1 Despian Comedy. He's a joke, that's why I don't care for him. I'm just kidding. But he protects our deck from getting targeted.
You idiot.
And then we play 3 Spring and Kit. She's like other Aluber. If you have a Fallen of Albaz fusion in your grave, she can summon herself for free, add a branded spell trap from either your grave or your deck to your hand, and then put back unnecessary cards that you don't want back to the bottom of your deck. And then that's it for the monsters. That's it for the monsters. Followed by that, we have spells. We play 3 Allures. It's probably our best draw engine of the deck because if we banish either Mercurier or Tragedy, we get additional pluses on top of the draw too. So that's always good. Next up, we have 3 branded opening. You want to see this in your hand or Aluber. If not, this is going to get you to Aluber. And also, it provides us with fusion protection to protect them from card effects. Next up, we have the main card of the deck, branded fusion. You send your fusion materials from your deck if you want to summon your fusion monster, and that's pretty much it. But you get hard locked in the fusions. Outside of that, there's nothing else. And then we play 3 branded in red. Some people play 2. 3 is really good. You always have a name to be able to fusion summon with, and you could trigger the other Despia effects as well, such as Ad Libitum or Tragedy. After that, we have 1 branded Lost. This protects our activations from negates and established boards, and gives us an additional search from Mercurier. And then we also play 2 Despia branded Theater. Lets us fusion summon and recover if our fusion monsters get destroyed. We'll play 1 Call By, because Call By is always good. 1 Dark Hole, because it's funny. Feather Duster, because you want to sweep the back row. 3 Strikes, because 3 strikes and you're out. And then 1 Branded Sword for the Albion play. And that covers the main deck. So now we have the extra deck. So for the extra deck starters, we have 3 Albion, the Branded Dragon. This is our main target for Mirror Jade and certain other plays. And on top of that, when you send him with Mirror Jade, you can trigger his effect to search during the end phase or add a card. So this always lets you have something to fall back on. We play 1 Brigand. Brigand's just good, really good name. Can't die, protects your monsters from being targeted. 1 Quertus. Ideally, you would want to play at least 1 or 2. Lets you beat over monsters, and he floats, so when he dies, you get something out of it. 3 Livelion, the main summon for Brand Diffusion, and he lets you stay in the game and gives you gateway for Mirror Jade, the best monster in the extra deck. 3 Masquerades. Make a bunch of these. Your opponent will literally pay the price for playing decks that have a lot of effects, and this also lets us close games and also give us protection from when he dies. We play 3 Mirror Jade, the best fusion monster in the extra deck. Lets us off any monster in the field without targeting. It's 3,000, and if he dies, he nukes your opponent's entire monster. So that's really powerful. And then 1 Proscanion. It's a really good name, and he lets us take your opponent's monsters and use it against them.
I wasn't gonna come back.
And that's it for the deck profile. You can build it with the 3 structure decks and reprints from the Megatins. It'll be for sale here at the shop in downtown Pomona. And thanks for joining in.